Yo, what's going on, guys? I'm here today to review of Blade and Soul Episode 3. This is the adaptation of a Korean MMORPG. Now, it starts off with Hazuki and Alka fighting the same way it left off last time. Except last time Alka had escaped, apparently Hazuki caught up to Alka. And then the Pleasure Gang, it actually starts off with the Pleasure Gang getting attacked, which is a gang of basically people who've lost their homes that all got together and basically formed an alliance and helped each other out when help was needed. Now they were getting attacked after they had just basically it looked like they had finished raiding the dungeon and got the loot, and as they were getting pulling the loot out of the dungeon, they got attacked, and basically the archers from the Pleasure Guild immediately killed one of the people that were attacking, and they pretty much scared everybody else off when the leader of the Pleasure Gang said, you must have basically said you must have some balls if you want to fuck with the Pleasure Gang. Alright, then it cuts back to Alka and Hazuki fighting. Hazuki is actually bouncing bullets off of rocks, however that happened. It must be a skill with inside the game to bounce a bullet off of anything. But anyway, one of the ricocheting bullets hit the back of Alka's leg, and at the same time, the Pleasure Gang started to attack Hazuki and then basically rescued Alka from that and got Alka to come with him back to their base. And was basically told Alka that they were going to use Alka as bait and gave her medicine and stuff to dress her wound, and they were going to use the bait to get Jin Barrel, which is the leader of that dark guild looking thing we've been seeing in the past two episodes. It's the Dark Guild. Apparently, they use a magic called Impurity, or at least I believe it's a magic, and it's a magic called Impurity that is apparently really strong. And Jin Barrel is pretty much just like Alka with very little emotions and doesn't really care for shit, but as we see in this episode, Alka kind of cares for her master a little bit, but she still goes under the implication that she's following code by avenging her master, because it's code to avenge, I guess, your master once he's killed or something along those lines. And now then we got to see him getting ready for war. Now this was pretty cool. I thought some shit was gonna go down and it was gonna leave off a climactic ending where the war is about to start for the next episode, but actually no, it basically was a slaughterhouse. Jen Barrel and her two, her or him, I believe it's a her, but her two subordinates basically slaughtered everybody in the Pleasure Gang, and except for a couple that were left alive. But I don't know if they continued to kill them afterwards. But basically, Jen Barrel, which is the leader of that shit, hit um Hazuki with a bleeding spell, which means she just bled from all of her body, and it was very painful, obviously. But she managed to withstand it and stand up, and then she went to go attack Jin Barrel, and right before she did, Hazuki was sitting up on the mountain with one of her long rifles, or well, it was a really short rifle, but it's basically a long distance rifle, and she shot Hazuki in the arm and knocked her off into like this knocked her off into the water or a river or something. So she's floating downstream right now from all we can see, and Jin Barrel's pretty much pissed. Um, Overall, I mean, I want to see some more of this impurity magic that's going on, and plot progression. We didn't go over much because the plot that was picked up basically just fucking dropped right there. So, but I believe that Jin Barrel is going to be after Hazuki fucked up basically them capturing Alka, and apparently Alka was a pretty important capture to them for them to slaughter the whole gang just to try to get her. So possibly later on I could see Alka and Hazuki teaming up, or just the whole time Hazuki being like a rival for Alka to determine, to basically let us know where her power stands throughout the whole anime. Overall, the plot progression wasn't too good because the plot that was progressed regressed all in the same episode towards the end. The character progression, we got to see Jin Barrel and her subordinates a little bit of their power, but it really wasn't much more than we've already seen already. And, you know, pretty much this episode, I mean, if you just like fights and all, this episode would be pretty good. But honestly, there really wasn't much to this episode. I actually had hopes for this episode because the rest of the anime week hasn't been too swell. So I was hoping for this anime to do something miraculous and spark up for once. But overall, this episode, I'm gonna have to give it a 6 out of 10. It just didn't capture me. I mean, we got to see some cool shit, but it wasn't nothing great. And that's just my opinion on it, guys. All right, peace.